Damon folded Talia's newly purchased clothes and arranged them in the drawer before turning to his right. He blinked a few times at the sight of Talia, wrapped in a towel, staring at him without moving a muscle. She looked like a scared kitten after a bath, bundled in her white fluffy towel with yellow designs. Talia gripped the towel with both hands, her knuckles turning white with fear. Damon smirked and spoke in a deep voice. "Talia, are you here to seduce me?" Talia's face exploded in a blush, and Damon's sly smile widened when he saw that even her ears had turned red. She clutched the towel tighter. "Clothes. I forgot. I need clothes," she stammered, struggling to speak coherently. Alpha Damon was too much. Seducing? Who would dare to seduce the devil? She thought. Damon wanted to tease her a bit more, but seeing that she was nearly hyperventilating, he decided to stop. "Do you know what you want to wear?" he asked. Talia shook her head. She hadn't even thought about it. In fact, aside from taking a quick glance at the shopping bags and boxes, she hadn't checked their contents at all. Damon reached into the drawer and pulled out a pair of light blue jeans and a white top. "Here, try these," he suggested. Without looking, Talia grabbed the clothes, mumbled a quick "thank you," and swiftly disappeared into the bathroom. Damon shook his head helplessly and let out a long breath. He had brought Talia here, hoping the crazed craving for her sweet, citrusy freesia scent would subside, or that he'd at least get used to his madness brought on by the addictive sparks between them. But so far, it was only getting worse. At this rate, he was certain Talia would be the end of him.
Talia dressed up in the bathroom, fixed her hair, and finished breakfast in record time, grateful that Alpha Damon didn't come out of the closet. When she was ready, Talia peeked into the closet as Damon finished sorting the last few pieces of clothing. His back was facing her, and Talia took a moment to observe in his V-shaped torso that was clearly visible because his shirt was tucked into his pants. Jeans that Alpha Damon wore were tight in the hip area, as if designed to emphasize the toned muscles of his buttocks. Talia silently acknowledged that Damon's physique is impressive. Damon is not too muscular like some warriors she saw in the Red Moon Pack. Damon's body is well proportioned with just the right amount of muscles, and she remembered the sensation when she slept next to Alpha Damon, with her head on his shoulder and her arm over his abs. Every part of his body was hard. Well, maybe not his raven black hair. That looked silky. The image of the black wolf from her dream popped into her mind. He had black fur that was very soft, and his eyes were icy blue, just like Damon's. That was a very vivid dream, and Talia remembered it clearly. Even the scent of the forest and dark chocolate, almost like it was not a dream. "I bought you these clothes," Damon said without turning to look at her, and Talia hoped that he didn't notice her gawking at him. "Okay," she responded sheepishly. "You said that we are in a hurry, and I'm ready, so—" Her voice trailed. Damon turned to face Talia and cocked his eyebrow in approval. "Turn around. Let me see you, please." It was more of a plea than an order. Talia turned slowly, and when she completed the rotation, Talia gasped when she realized that Damon crossed the distance between them. He was only half a step away from her, and his scent made her dizzy. Too close. "It suits you well," Damon replied in a low voice and reached for the bottom hem of her shirt, feeling the silky fabric. Talia was visibly flustered. She was not used to people being that close or complimenting her, and Alpha Damon made her nervous. "Thank you," she spoke in a shaky voice and inched away from him. "Are we going now, or—" Damon hummed ambiguously before confirming. It's time. Talia turned on her heel and headed for the door. Talia! She froze when Damon called her name. Yes? Talia asked while turning toward him in slow motion, and she was confused to see him smirking at her. Don't you need shoes? Talia wanted to disappear. She was in such a hurry to leave that she forgot she was barefoot. And where would she leave? Alpha Damon already said that he will take her for an appointment, so it's not like she can escape from him. Damon watched Talia as she was looking at which shoes to wear, and he contacted Maya and Caden through the mind link. Where is Cassie? In the garden, Maya responded. Okay, I'm coming down with Talia in a minute. Do you want me to distract Cassie? Maya asked. Damon thought for a moment. He didn't want Cassie to be aware of Talia's presence, but Cassie already saw Talia, and the more he hides Talia, the more suspicious it will be. If Cassie thinks of Talia as any other she-wolf, she will not make a fuss. No need. As long as Cassie doesn't know that Talia is staying on my floor, it's fine. And even if she finds out, Damon would come up with some explanation. Damon and Talia exited the main door when Cassie's voice reached them. Alpha Damon! Alpha Damon! Cassie stopped in her tracks at the sight of Damon, who was holding the door of his black-armored Lexus SUV for Talia to enter. He even gave Talia his hand to help her get in. Are you going somewhere? Cassie asked. Human Town, Damon responded. Cassie was irked to see a girl sitting in the front passenger seat of Damon's car. With Talia's bruises fading and good clothes, Cassie didn't recognize Talia as the woman from the kitchen that Cassie accused of stealing food. Can I join you? Damon turned to face Cassie. I'm taking her for an appointment. Cassie's eyes darted from Talia to Damon. Personally? Can't you get someone else to take her? I also have some business in the human town, so it's on the way. Is there anything else I need to report to you, Miss Cassie, or am I allowed to leave? Damon asked sarcastically, and his face darkened in a second. What gives you the right to question me? Cassie shrunk. I was only curious. I apologize, Alpha Damon. Curiosity killed the cat, Miss Cassie. Damon said grimly. It's your luck that you are not a feline. Be careful, Miss Cassie. There is a limit to my patience, just how there is a limit of how much your father's identity can protect you. Cassie jolted when Damon closed the door on the passenger side, and she watched him as he went to the driver's side of the car. She couldn't believe this. He just left with some no-name girl. Cassie stomped back into the mansion and she found Maya. Who is that girl? What girl? The one that Alpha Damon took to Humantown. Why are you asking me? Was I outside? How am I supposed to know which girl went with him? If you didn't realize, I am a busy beta, and I don't have time to waste on idle gossip, Maya said with a smirk and sashayed away from Cassie. Cassie felt rage bubbling inside her, but there was nothing she could do. Besides, if Damon didn't introduce the girl, she was not important. Cassie knows everyone who is important in the Dark Howlers pack, and that girl can't be more than an Omega. But would an Omega have such good clothes? Is that girl the reason why Alpha Damon is always busy? Is he taking her to places while Cassie's stuck in the pack house waiting? But who is that girl? Cassie is friendly with many misses who have alphas and betas for parents, and she attends various events. Cassie was quite confident that she never saw Talia. As a fashionista, Cassie noticed that Talia wore jeans and a silky white short-sleeved shirt, and just by one glance, Cassie could estimate that those are not cheap clothes. She even spotted fine lacy details at the edge of the... Cassie's eyes widened when she remembered that this was not the first time she saw such white fabric with lacy details. Is it possible that Damon's shopping for clothes from yesterday was for that girl? And Maya and Stephanie took it to the third floor.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.